Nick Baldwin for BloodyElbow.com here with a UFC flyweight contender who takes on Pietro Menga, a newcomer to the promotion, this weekend on the prelim card of UFC on Fox 26 here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, at the Bell MTS Place. It is Tim Elliott. Tim, thank you very much for the time. Is this your first time in Winnipeg? I got to ask you.
Not my first time, my second time actually. James Krause fought Sam Stout here. I got to corner him. Out of all my fights and all my experiences with MMA, that was by far my biggest plus. It was pretty overwhelming. They sold out faster than they've ever sold out the venue, and the crowd was just crazy loud. And it's something I'll never forget.
The big difference is the weather, because that card was in June, and in Winnipeg in June it's warm, like a lot of places. In December, not so much. Was it a bit of? Did it throw you off? I'm sure you were expecting it. What's your immediate reaction to? And honestly, it's not that cold compared to what we can get in January too.
I was expecting it. Some people that I talked to called it Winterpeg. So, I was ready for it. I just came from the desert. I've been in Las Vegas doing my training camp, so I didn't really have the clothes for the weather here, but I'm spending most of my time inside, so far so good.
So how much training did you do in Vegas and how much at home at Glory MMA and Fitness?
I did my full camp in Las Vegas this time. I did 2 months with Robert Follis and the guys at Extreme Couture and the Performance Institute that they just built. So for this fight, I pretty much did my whole entire camp in Las Vegas. But, my coach that I have out here with me right now is James Krause. He's tightening up my loose ends that I need with the hitting pads and the crisp jiu-jitsu. He's a wizard. So those guys take care of me. I pretty much have all my bases covered with those two guys, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Is the plan to do your next camp, whenever that may be, at the UFC PI? Were you satisfied? I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about the PI. I think the biggest criticism is just the fact that not every fighter can get out there because it's in Vegas. But are you moving to Vegas, or are you still going to be based in Kansas City? Do you know yet?
I just bought a house in Vegas. While I was there at the camp, I bought a house. I don't think I'll live there full time. It's too brown. I like the green, so. But I plan on doing my camps there. I really like the PI. Like you said, you can't use it unless you're there in Las Vegas. So I'm going to take advantage of it while I still have a job. So I feel like as long as I'm in the UFC and training, I'll be doing my camps out in Las Vegas.
How much do you know about your opponent, Pietro Menga? He's 13-0. He's from the UK, but he's a newcomer. He stepped up on short notice. Have you done your research, or are you just focusing on what you can do the best?
I didn't do too much paying attention to what he does or what he's good at. I've seen a couple of his fights, but I pay coaches to do the thinking for me. So I'm going to let James Krause and Robert Follis do the thinking and tell me what to do, and I'm just going to try to do what I'm told.
Have you seen him here at the hotel? Do you even know what he looks like?
I have no idea. Julian Marquez, my teammate, who's fighting on the same card, he said that he saw him here, but I have not seen him. I wouldn't know him if I did see him.
You were supposed to fight Justin Scoggins, and that was a really fun matchup stylistically. Were you disappointed that it was far enough out where it seemed like you would get another opponent, which you did? Were you worried? Were you upset? Were you disappointed? What was your emotion or emotions when he pulled out?
I know it was a risk signing for Scoggins. He's not showed up to a few fights due to weight or injuries, but the risk was worth the reward. I felt like that was a fight of the night candidate fight, and I was willing to take that risk for an extra 50 G's. So I am disappointed in that. I feel like this guy is a little more boring than Scoggins. So, I'm going to have to work, extra hard. But, I got to fight, and that's the most important thing. So it was a good thing that he pulled out when he did. He gave the UFC enough time to find me somebody different.
Did you actually hear that Scoggins, he actually put out x-rays, so unless he photoshopped it, which is not the case, I would assume.
No.
He fractured a bone near his spinal cord. Serious injury. Were you expecting, though, it to be a weight-cutting issue?
I didn't know what it would be. I knew whenever I got the offer that there was a possibility, and there always is a possibility. Scoggins' father hit me up on Twitter and let me know that it wasn't that he was overweight or not in shape. He has a legit injury, and that's the worst. I would much rather it be that he couldn't make weight or something. I don't want him to be hurt. A spine fracture can be something that you never come back from. So as disappointed as I was that the fight isn't happening, I'm excited. Your camera shut off. Sorry. Good. I'm just excited that that he's going to be all right, and that they found me a new opponent.
Yeah, for sure. When you say Pietro Menga is a bit more boring, Is that because you've seen a little bit, and from what you've seen, it seems like that, or you just sort of almost not? I don't want to say you're making an assumption, but because you haven't seen him, you're just sort of coming to that conclusion. Where does that idea come from?
That comes from my friend and training partner, Joseph Benavidez, and he was my coach on The Ultimate Fighter. He actually trained with Pietro a little bit and told me a little bit about him, said he's just super technical and kind of methodical and just really basic. So it's fine. I get a fight. I'm going to get a paycheck. But, I was really looking forward to a fight of the night and a real knockdown, drag-out fight with Scoggins.
How nice is it that this fight is just a week and a bit before Christmas and the holidays, just because for anybody on that December 30th card in Vegas, they're having to make that sacrifice. Most fighters are willing to make that sacrifice. I'm sure if they put you on that card, you wouldn't have complained, you wouldn't have not taken the fight, but I bet it's pretty nice to be able to go home to your family and have Christmas dinner to full extent.
Yeah, man, it's cool. I don't put too much stock into the whole Christmas thing or holiday thing. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I don't want those things to be really important to her. I want real things to be important to her, and I don't want her, being good because she's going to get a gift or something. I want her to, be good because that's what good people do. But I will get to spend Christmas with my kids, so I'm grateful for that, and I feel very blessed.
I got to ask you about the weight cut. You're typically a pretty large flyweight for the 125-pound division. How is the weight cut going? I would imagine you're sort of on track to make weight.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the Demetrius Johnson fight where I almost didn't make weight, I've been good at keeping it down. My New Zealand fight was super easy. The Smolka fight was pretty easy, and I'm 15 over right now, and I have 2 gallons of water in, so I'm on track. I have Kraus watching my nutrition, what I'm intaking, how much I'm drinking, what I'm eating, and we have a nutritionist, Tyler Mitten. So I'm getting everything that I need. So like I said, I put all my faith into my coaches. So I'm doing everything they tell me to do. And when I do that, good things happen. I have no problem making weight, and I have no problem fighting.
You implied that you started walking around after the DJ fight a little lighter than you used to. Is this an easier cut than usual? Is it sort of just the same, I guess compared to your last fight against Ben Wen?
The Ben Wen fight was the easiest. I'm not sure what it was. I had a super smooth weight cut. I'm a little bit heavier than that now, but still not like I hit 162 pounds after the Ultimate Fighter, and to fight Demetrius Johnson. My body is just now back to normal, and that was a year ago. So I'm just now to where I have abs and stuff again because, I fought 4 times in 4 weeks and made weight 4 times in 4 weeks, and my body had eaten all my muscle mass. I had no muscle tone left. I was just gelatinous and weird, and it took months and months to get the weight off, and now my body is just now recovering. I'm just now feeling like I'm back to 100%. So I'm excited to see, what that's going to put out.
Awesome. Well, it's UFC on Fox 26 goes down from the Bell MTS place here in Winnipeg this Saturday night. You're taking on newcomer Pietro Menga. How do you get the job done?
I'm going to get a second-round TKO. I feel like I'll grind on him in the first, and I'm going to make him quit. I feel like he's a gasser. He's most of his fights are first-round finishes, fighting bums, and now he's stepping up into the big leagues, and I'm just going to show him where he's at in the weight class. He thinks that he's better than these guys. They trash talk him and his friend Randy Sadah trash talk all the 25ers in the division like they could do better. So they're going to find out Saturday night.
Awesome, Tim. Thank you very much for the time, and best of luck to you on Saturday night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.